Hi, my name is Tamisha White, and for this week, I'm going to be focusing on dialectual behavioral therapy and emotional dysregulation. I was asked to define emotional dysregulation and explore the key skills that dialectual behavioral therapy encourages for healing and coping for those clients who are experiencing emotional dysregulation. First, I'm going to define emotional dysregulation. Emotional dysregulation refers to the inability of a person to control or regulate their emotional response to provocate stimuli. It should be noted that all of us can be dysregulated when triggered. However, with some persons, particularly those with a history of psychological trauma, there are multiple triggers. Additionally, the periods of dysregulation may be prolonged, causing major disruption in relationship and daily functioning. Emotional dysregulation can also lead to or be associated with depression and anxiety. When a person becomes emotionally dysregulated, they may react in an emotionally exaggerated manner to environmental and interpersonal challenges by displaying bursts of anger, crying, accusing, passive aggressive behaviors, or by creating conflict. It is not unusual for a person to have poor reality testing. When dysregulated, this relates to sensory pathways being shut down during the period of high emotional reactivity. Emotional dysregulation is usually relational, meaning it is triggered by a close personal contact, such as a family member, child, loved one, ex-loved one, or someone who has power or control over that person. As a result, emotional dysregulation is often related to issues of attachment. Early attachment styles to a primary caregiver may be a factor in the ability or inability to deal with or regulate emotions. Because a primary caregiver who was abusive or neglectful can also adversely affect the ability of emotional regulate. Another fundamental factor depends on everyone's style of temperament. Temperament can be defined as the array of inborn traits that determine a person's unique behavioral style and how they experience and react to the world. Individual temperament style can be associated with emotional dysregulation. Okay, so I'm going to identify some of the struggles that people with emotional dysregulation experiences. Some of these are severe depression, anxiety, high level of shame and anger, self-harm, excessive substance use, high sexual behaviors, extreme perfectionism, highly conflictual interpersonal relationship, disordered eating, and suicidal or attempts. Okay, so those are the things that person with emotional dysregulation experiences. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to dialectual behavioral therapy, and I'm going to explore the skills that dialectual therapy encourage for healing and coping. Okay, so dialectual behavioral therapy is a type of cognitive behavioral therapy and seek to build upon the foundation of CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, to help enhance its effectiveness. This is a specific blend of cognitive and behavioral therapies developed to share acceptance-based strategies. It is usually used in the treatment of borderline personality disorder, and it is also used to treat individuals with eating disorders, addiction, anger problem, and other impulsive behaviors. Okay, so DBT places emphasis on the psychosocial aspect of treatment and teaches behavioral skills to cope with sudden, intense surges of emotional, like stress, how to regulate emotions, and improve relationship with others. Comprehensive DBT focuses on four ways to enhance life skills: distress tolerance, which is feeling intense emotions like anger without reacting impulsively, using self-injury or substance abuse to relieve distress. Emotion regulation, which is recognizing, labeling, and adjusting emotions. Mindfulness, which is becoming more aware of self and others and attentive to the present moment. And interpersonal effectiveness, that is navigating conflict and interacting assertively and not aggressively. Okay, the emphasis is on teaching individuals how to manage emotional trauma rather than reducing or taking them out of crisis. The characteristics of dialectical behavioral therapy includes helping individuals to identify their strengths and build on them, identify thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that make life harder, and be able to learn different ways of thinking. Because in like situation like this, participant may complete homework, they may do role play and new ways of interacting with others, and practice skills such as soothing themselves when upset. The therapy offers a multi-stage approach that first targets self-destructive, self-injurious, and suicidal behaviors, then address quality of life such as regulating emotions, and then work towards improving life and enhancing self-respect and self-image. So that is my take on this week's question. Thank you.